welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Tom Corliss, and in a moment, the news for August 6th, 2025. But real quick, I know this is our Universal channel, but we've got some really new cool things from Carousel of Products, our merchandise division. And yes, we are working on some Universal stuff, so bear with us. But in the meantime, I just want to let you know real quick, first of all, we were at Tampa Bay Comic-Con this past weekend, and several of you came up and said you specifically love this channel, and we appreciate that dearly. If you were at the event, we thank you for coming to see us. If you weren't at the event, we gave out these three fantastic magnets. They are Disney attraction characters, but yeah, Sunny Eclipse, Gertie the Dinosaur, and the Carnotaur from Dinosaur are all available now. They are $8 each or three for $20, and you can mix and match with our existing magnet designs like Let's Burn Rubber, our Muppet Vision tribute, and we also still have some Skippy from Alien Encounter magnets as well. I also want to mention, if you do love Dinosaur, we have our Farewell t-shirt. I counted down to extinction. There it is, and the back is a fun play on the load area. The Sector CTX WDI AK98. We've added a dash 26, so it marks the opening and the closing of this beloved 1990s Disney attraction. This is available for $30 right now. And then last but not least, there is a giant inflatable thing behind me right now. She is Gertie the Dinosaur, Santa Gertie the Dinosaur. Actually, do we have the other shot again? Oh, we still have it. Cool. There it is. There she is. It is an 8-foot tall inflatable version of Santa Gertie from Echo Lake at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Here it is. It is available for pre-order now. We have sold about a third of our stock. And when they're gone, Christmas is not that far away in the world of getting things shipped and delivered. So we've ordered 1,000, and when we're out of them, that's it for this holiday season. So please partake if you're interested. She is $150, but she's also 8 feet tall and 10 feet long. She's incredible, and we're very proud of it, and we thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy this if you do get it. But hey, let us know in the comments if you do want Universal-related or themed products from Carousel Products. Let us know. Give us some ideas of what kind of stuff you like, which attractions are your favorite, what you like to see stuff from, and we'll get working on that. But now, so I can read the news, I have to deflate the 10-foot long dinosaur. Now the news. Oh, man. Anyway, according to our sources, the Universal Orlando Resort team member starting wage is increasing. Universal Orlando Resort team members will soon earn a base wage of $18.50. That's an increase of $1.50 from the previous starting wage. The increase will likely take effect on September 17th, 2025. You're still there. Go on, go down. She's still there. Our source also indicated that other roles in the Orlando-based business will see increased wages. The last wage change came on June 4th of 2023 when Universal Orlando increased starting wages to $17 per hour. At the time, team members also received an increase based on the new rates and their time with the company, along with an elevated 401k match program, tuition reimbursement programs, added compassion leave, doubled parental leave, enhanced family planning benefits, new applause recognition program, and changing of team member comp ticket availability from blockout calendar to capacity managed based on park attendance. Prior to that, an increase to $15 an hour happened in 2021. NBC has announced a new one-hour special called Inside the Worlds of Epic Universe to debut in August. It's a separate feature from the upcoming 3-part documentary that was set to air in July but has been indefinitely postponed. The special will air on Wednesday, August 20th at 9 p.m. Eastern and will be hosted by Joe Mangianiello. The special will be available to stream the next day on Peacock. For more information on how to watch, visit universalparksnewstoday.com. A complimentary Burning Blade Tavern button is now available for Universal Orlando annual pass holders, the third in the Epic Universe series. Celebrating Dark Universe, one of the portals or lands or worlds in Epic Universe, the circular UOAP button features the Tavern's burning windmill. The blades of the windmill are pictured aflame against a sunset background. The button comes on a purple and orange card with burnt details. The back of the card reads, "Burning Blades in Darkmoor, the iconic windmill where the mob rescued Victoria Frankenstein's great-great-grandfather." Blades ablaze, it lures you, and inside the monster hunters share heroic stories over hardy fare. This Dark Universe-inspired UOAP button is the third in a series of 5 celebrating Epic Universe. The first was for Epic Universe's roller coaster, Stardust Racers. The second was for Toothless for the Isle of Berk. The other 2 buttons will presumably be inspired by the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, and Super Nintendo World, if they are allowed by those who own the IP. We'll wait and see if that's actually what's going to happen. You can pick up your complimentary button at the UOAP Lounge at Islands of Adventure from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Between August 1st through the 14th, or from park open to park close between August 15th and 31st. The Tonight Shop in Universal Studios Florida will also have the buttons from park open to close on August 1st through the 31st. Passholder Appreciation Days are returning to Universal Orlando, and the resort has now released more details about this year's event. Dates for Passholder Appreciation Days presented by Coca-Cola were previously announced to run from August 15th through September 30th. Like previous years, passholders will have access to exclusive perks, deals, and giveaways. Some of the exclusive offerings will include there will be complimentary magnets, including a Celebrate 10 Years of UOAP version, the Passholder Selected Anniversary Edition, available in August, followed by a second exclusive magnet giveaway in September. Special discounts on Universal Express passes, mobile food and drink orders, Universal's Great Movie Escape, Universal Volcano Bay Cabanas and premium seating, food and beverage, merchandise, and more. The UOAP Lounge in Toon Lagoon will offer extended hours, remaining open from park open to close. Passholder exclusive merchandise will be available for purchase at the UOAP Lounge and the Tonight Shop, including adult t-shirts, adult jackets, stainless drinkware, and more. An exclusive Coca-Cola Freestyle Souvenir Cup, it will be available for purchase at the Lounge at Islands of Adventure, the Coca-Cola Refresh Lounge at USF, and Coca-Cola Icon in Universal City Walk, along with other locations across the destination. Passholder Nights, an exclusive after-hours event at Universal Studios Florida, featuring favorite characters and select rides, will be held on August 15th and 16th. Reservations open on June 26th, and according to the UOAP website, that event is at capacity. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to wwnt.travel, and their team will design your next epic vacation, from the Universal Orlando Resort to Walt Disney World and Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, Virgin Voyages, and more. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. The Cat Lady's house has a roof, and 1920s set pieces now fill the New York area of Universal Studios Florida as crews continue to prepare for Halloween Horror Nights 34. Near the entrance to the park are tall trusses, which will later hold HHN signage. This acts as a gateway to the first scare zone and the event in general, which has a conservatory theme this year. The first scare zone is the Origins of Horror, with the description as follows. Enter a decaying conservatory of twisted vines where artists carve tributes to Halloween Horror Nights 34. You'll encounter monstrous crows, gargoyles, and more. For the first time, Minion Land is becoming a scare zone with various fake stone structures. One stony platform with a wrought iron gate is directly behind the new Trusses in front of the Universal Studios store. In the Central Park area of Universal Studios Florida, leading up to the animal actors on location, is the Cat Lady of Crooked Lane Scare Zone. The description for this is travel down a spooky winding path to a mysterious home where trick-or-treaters are transformed into feral felines. Be careful or you'll be next. Since our last update about the Cat Lady's house, shingles have been installed, creating a roof. There's a small square hole in the center of the roof, maybe for some kind of prop to be added later. The windows have been covered with black tarps inside. There's also now a platform to the side of the house joined to the porch in front. The wood-style platform is just under a thin doorway with hanging fabric, likely a scare actor entrance. And across from the house is what has slowly become a decrepit home for cats. It's now covered in vines and extra foliage. A giant ball of yarn sits on the roof, with strings coming out and looping through branches of a nearby tree. Bottles of milk are also hanging in this tree. The trees were already in the area and have been incorporated into the scare zone's design. Another ball of yarn is on the roof for the opposite end of the structure. There are openings in the back of the structure with fabric and chains to be used by scare actors during the event. It's now clear the park's New York area will be home to Mutation's Toxic 20s, although we still don't know what's going on with the Palace Theater Arcade. New set pieces in the area match the scare zone's description. In a 1920s neighborhood, a BuzzCon truck with radioactive cargo crashes into a mobster getaway car, sending the city into toxic pandemonium. Outside the Palace Theater Arcade is a stage with wooden shelves against a brick facade. On the shelves are some barrels and crates. A white sheet is across the back of the stage. There are openings in the sides big enough for actors to hide in. The newsstand across from the stage is full of references and Easter eggs across its newspapers and magazines. The stand also appears damaged by toxic waste. The front opening and windows of the stand are blocked by white sheets. Magazines at the stand include JM Society Topics, Ellis's Journal for the Modern Woman, Paradoa's Athletic and Sporting Annual Golf Edition, Colonel Collins's Cat's Meow, and the Current Hour. The magazines are all dated for October 1928. There are retro boxes of saltwater taffy, chewing gum from the Cary, USA, a reoccurring location for HHN. An issue of the Late Dispatch features the headline, Toxic City, BuzzCon Industries Responsible? Motor accident caused by bank heist has resulted in spilling of multiple gallons of chemicals. BuzzCon truck cargo is supposed to be toxic. Authorities warn residents of crash site to please stay in homes with the windows closed until street is cleared. The American Daily News covers the same story as well, saying bank heist causes pandemonium. Getaway car crashes into BuzzCon truck. Gangster chase goes wrong, declares the Ye Olde Herald. Police suspect Diamond Joe Malone and his gang. Public defender missing amidst chaos in city. Diamond Joe suspected. The story continues with the evening edition of the Centennial Journal. Rat poison causes mutations. Newest BuzzCon product has monstrous effects. Society woman returns from abroad. Other candies include regular and premium chocolate bars and fine imported pastilles. The stand's damage provides a preview of what some of the mutated characters of the Scare Zone may look like when affected by the mutating toxins. Further down the street are 20s era cars and a florist stand. The florist stand is outside the R.H. Macy & Co. facade. It has a pair of white trellises on the sides. Empty flower boxes are across the front of the stand. And like the newsstand, there is toxic damage. The radioactive material appears to have eroded a hole through one of the flower boxes. Next to Gramercy Park is a truck and a car parked directly in front of it. All the cars are surrounded by white City Police Department barriers connected by chains. Another vintage vehicle is parked outside the entrance to Revenge of the Mummy the Ride. Five Nights at Freddy's has finally been confirmed as a haunted house for Halloween Horror Nights 2025 at both Universal Studios Florida and Universal Studios Hollywood. Universal shared the following description of the house. You wouldn't last one night at Freddy's, let alone five. You're about to stand the night watch at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, where nothing is what it seems. You'll be hunted by deadly animatronics Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy as you flee through creepy, abandoned hallways. You'll even encounter the ghosts in the machines. The announcement follows Universal's previous reveal that Five Nights at Freddy's would be part of the event this year, though they did not specify the extent of its involvement at the time. Following that confirmation for Halloween Horror Nights 2025, another house was announced for both Universal Studios Florida and Universal Studios Hollywood, and that is WWE presents The Horrors of the Wyatt 6. The Wyatt 6 HHN announcement was revealed by the official Halloween Horror Nights websites for both of the resorts. The house is described as follows. You're about to go head-to-head with the fiendish Wyatt 6 at Halloween Horror Nights. Enter an eerie arena where you'll go through an ominous lantern-lit doorway into the maniacal minds of Uncle Howdy, Rambling Rabbit, Mercy the Buzzard, Abby the Witch, and Huskus the Pig. And beware, you're about to meet your match. WWE presents The Horrors of the Wyatt 6 joins the lineup of other IP houses, including Five Nights at Freddy's, Terrifier, Fallout, and Jason Universe for Friday the 13th. Other houses are, of course, original houses. We'll talk about those in a moment as well. I want to stop and talk about this for a moment. Many of you probably know this. I'm a big lifelong WWE fan. And I've seen a lot of negative discourse about this being a house. And all I can think about, look, I've been going to Halloween Horror Nights. I wouldn't call myself necessarily a seasoned veteran. There are people who have been going longer. But I've been going since, I want to say HHN 22, which now, so I've been to 11 of these now. And I've been to the Hollywood one several times. And I will say there's never been an IP where I went, even if something I didn't know whatsoever, there's never been an IP at Horror Nights where I went, man, that's dumb. They shouldn't do that. I don't get it. That doesn't belong here. What I've come to realize is even IPs or ideas that I didn't necessarily believe could make great houses sometimes do. And there's certainly been the reverse, where there are IPs or concepts that I thought were going to be House of the Year, and we went and I was like, oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be. So I think it's weird that this announcement came out and people were immediately mean a lot of people immediately mean that this is going to be a house and look, as a lifelong wrestling fan and we're not that different. Wrestling fans and theme park fans and Disney fans, Universal fans, we're not different. These are art forms that the world has looked down on at many different points. And now both of them have become much cooler in the last 10 years, I would say. It's much more okay to say you watch wrestling or that you're a Disney adult or a Universal theme park annual pass holder. It's much more normal to say that now than it used to be. So I think it's pretty close-minded. I'm really disappointed in the community. I will say this, Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul, the creator of this world we are going to enter in this house. I think this is a wonderful tribute to his legacy, an incredibly creative and talented individual, and I'm very excited to see what they've put together. And, if this is not your thing usually, I say, as I would tell you in any Horror Nights, you should try every house anyway, because you never know what you're going to love. You never know. It may be something you wouldn't even think is a concept that would gel with you, and you'd walk out loving it, I would say, like Insidious. I don't like the Insidious movies. I've barely seen any of them, and I was not excited for that house. And you guys know that house was one of the greatest of all time. So, don't judge a book by its cover. The Horror Nights team very rarely misses. And so I'm super excited. And I think if you're not super excited for this, you should at least go in with an open mind and see what happens. As Halloween Horror Nights 34 approaches, Universal has announced the haunted houses that will be part of the 3 and 6 house Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror tours. During a Behind the Screams Unmasking the Horror tour, guests can get a walkthrough of select haunted houses from the event with lights on and no scare actors present. Those on the tour can get behind-the-scenes insight into the work done to bring the houses to life and even take photos in designated locations. This year's tours will also include an exclusive commemorative pin, and for the 6 haunted houses tour only, an included buffet-style lunch. That's new this year. Houses on the 3-house tour this year include Hatchet and Chains, Demon Bounty Hunters, Dolls, Let's Play Dead, and Grave of Flesh. The 3-house haunted house tour is they kick off on August 22nd this year, and the tickets start at $99.99 each. Time slots for these tours vary based on the date you choose. For the 6-house tour, that will include Fallout, Jason Universe, Terrifier, Galkin, Monsters of the North, El Artista, A Spanish Haunting, and WWE presents The Horrors of the Wyatt 6. The one house not included in either tour lineup, you guessed it, kids, Five Nights at Freddy's. Surprise! Who saw that coming? The 6-house haunted house tours start on September 3rd after the event begins. The ticket prices start from $199.99 each. The time slots also vary based on the day you pick. Tickets to both tours are available now and can be purchased from the official Universal Orlando Resort website. If you've never done it, I highly recommend. This is my favorite part of HHN, seeing the artistry and understanding how it's done and learning the Easter eggs and the lore and the stories. It's a wonderful experience. New merchandise collections for both Five Nights at Freddy's and WWE Presents The Horrors of the Wyatt 6 are now available. We found both collections for sale on the Five and Dime at Universal Studios Florida. There's an A-frame outside the shop, usually advertising the merch. For Five Nights at Freddy's, there's a ball cap for $30. There's a t-shirt for $33. Freddy Fazbear acrylic sticker is $8. That'll fit in that frame. That's been sold for a while now. Now to the Horrors of the Wyatt 6. There's a t-shirt for $33 featuring The Fiend, and also a Fiend acrylic sticker. That's Bray Wyatt as The Fiend. That's $8. Just a couple of weeks before the event kicks off for Horror Nights, that being, Universal released a new Little Boo merchandise collection. Little Boo is the reoccurring jack-o'-lantern decoration that first was introduced in the Trick or Treat scare zone at HHN 27. He became a viral sensation when he was part of the decor of the Wicked Growth Realm of the Pumpkin scare zone at HHN 30. There's a scented candle for $23. A plush backpack is $60. There's a keychain for $14. The lenticular artwork is $28. There's a ceramic mug for $27. A green t-shirt is $25. A gray t-shirt is $33. The tank top is $37. And the lounge pants are $40. Universal Orlando officially announced that Death Eaters will return to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter for Halloween Horror Nights 34 at Universal Studios Florida. Universal has announced all of this year's haunted houses, scare zones, and live entertainment, now listing the Death Eaters encounter on the HHN website. The description reads, "In the wizarding world of Harry Potter, Death Eaters, a group of Voldemort's most devoted followers, roam Diagon Alley, looking to find others willing to show loyalty to the Dark Lord's cause." We, of course, reported on the stage that was already set for this, but the Death Eaters have been a mainstay of HHN for a few years. They usually do a short performance in addition to roaming the land. You can watch our video from HHN 32 right here on the channel. Get ready, Hogwarts fans, because the new school year is almost upon us, and the wizarding world of Harry Potter is celebrating in magical style. Flaunt your house loyalty with exciting new Hogwarts Crest apparel and other new merchandise now available in Universal Studios Florida. The collection includes a Hogwarts short sleeve pajama set for $60. There's a long sleeve nightshirt for $50. The lounge pants are $40. The long sleeve pajama shirt is $40. The straight cut t-shirt is $37. The fitted t-shirt is $40. The baseball cap is $30. The youth hoodie is $55. The youth t-shirt, $28. There's also an infant bodysuit for $28. A throw blanket is $60. A keychain, $13. A keychain with baubles for $15. A Hogwarts journal is $24. There's another one for $32. A pad folio is $32. There's a glass for $15 and a mug for $21. Universal Orlando has announced that Revenge of the Mummy at Universal Studios Florida will close for a brief refurbishment this month. According to the Universal Orlando Resort Theme Park Hours webpage, the attraction will be closed from August 11th through the 13th. No further details on the closure were shared, so the closure is presumably for routine maintenance. To celebrate the release of The Bad Guys 2, Mr. Wolf, a character from the film, is now meeting guests in DreamWorks Land at Universal Studios Florida. DreamWorks Land is located just off the Hollywood section of Universal Studios Florida, past the E.T. Adventure. The meet and greet with Mr. Wolf is right inside the land's entrance. The meet and greet was a surprise announcement via a reel on the official Instagram account for the resort. He can be found in the DreamWorks character zone next to Gabby's Dollhouse's meet and greet. Character appearances and times are subject to change, and Universal notes on their mobile app that all characters are not guaranteed to appear at the same time or on the same day. Mr. Wolf appears in a cream suit with a white collared shirt and brown lace-up shoes. We caught him doing the final touches on his look before meeting guests on Friday. Universal has not announced an end date for this character appearance. A video circulating on TikTok depicts a guest who climbed multiple stories to a prohibited area at the port of entry in Universal's Islands of Adventure. TikTok user Scott Reactivated shared the video on August 3rd that showed a man sitting with his head down at the top of a staircase. The staircase in question is at the upper level of a building, not meant for regular park guests. It sits about 3 stories above ground level. Users in the comments reported the man was seen with blood on his knee and leg, suggesting that he sustained injuries while climbing dangerously up the structure. The upper level of port of entry is not fake. It contains a meeting space and office spaces, plus the Navigators Club, which is used for VIP and special events. However, this area in question is across the archway from the Navigators Club and is not meant to be accessed by guests. Former Universal team members in the comment section suggested that the man would have to have accessed a backstage area to get to this particular staircase. On the ground, guests and team members are seen with security looking at the man. It's unclear what happened to the guests after the video was shot, but they were likely escorted out. Maybe they got medical attention because it sounds like they needed it. But either way, don't climb buildings in theme parks. It's unsafe. Sometimes the upper levels are smaller. They're not meant for you, and you can get hurt. New Grinch and Max shoulder plush are now available at Universal Orlando. We found them at Gertrude McFuzz's Fine Feathered Finery in Seuss Landing at Islands of Adventure. The Grinch shoulder plush is $25. Max is $25 as well. This joins other recent shoulder plush releases, including the Cat in the Hat, Thing 1 and Thing 2, as well as the Aquilops from Jurassic World Rebirth. Dolores the Aquilops, I just mentioned, from Jurassic World Rebirth, is now appearing at Universal's Islands of Adventure at Universal Orlando. We caught the baby dinosaur roaming the lower floor of the Jurassic Park Discovery Center. She reportedly appears about once an hour anywhere between the Discovery Center and the Raptor encounter. She's accompanied by a caretaker. She doesn't roam on her own, remaining in a backpack but peeking out to interact with guests. The caretaker can answer questions about Dolores and the Aquilops species. She explained that Dolores was rescued a few months ago from the setting of Jurassic World Rebirth. In the film, Dolores is adopted and named by Isabella, the young daughter, in a shipwrecked family that Zora Bennett's team helps. Universal Orlando has an interactive Dolores shoulder toy available for purchase as well, as I just mentioned. Universal Studios Hollywood Pass members will have the opportunity to take a lights-on walkthrough of the Fallout Halloween Horror Nights house. Guests will now be given the opportunity to reserve a unique experience where they can take a complete walkthrough of the Fallout house, again with the lights on. The experience is available to valid annual or seasonal pass members, and guests are not allowed. You have to be the pass member. Spaces are limited and RSVP is required. RSVPs will open on August 20th and will be found on the Pass Member Appreciation Days webpage. The experience will be held on Tuesday, September 16th or Wednesday, September 24th. No photography or recording will be allowed. The Fallout house will be based on the first season of the Fallout TV show. Guests will enter Vault 33, following Lucy McLean as she tries to escape a bloody massacre. They'll travel into the wasteland, dodging attacks from scavengers, raiders, and rad roaches, and then they'll visit locations like the Super Duper Mart. Guests will meet the Ghoul and Maximus in his T-60 armor. Jack the Clown actor James Keaton has shared a first look inside Universal Horror Unleashed, which opens on August 14th in Las Vegas. At Universal Horror Unleashed, guests can grab a drink or food and hang out with characters, raising the possibilities for individual unique experiences and the potential for different experiences on multiple visits. As we previously reported, the experience is a culmination of food, drinks, and merchandise all fitting together to form one story. The characters of Horror Unleashed live in a warehouse and have rich backstories. In some of the first official images taken inside the warehouse, we get a deeper look into some of the horror-themed experiences. This first picture shows a bar set up inside the building, which apparently matches the industrial warehouse theme. There is a wide counter with metallic detailing and what looks like a large boiler smoking above the central cabinet. The characters and scare actors are roaming at Universal Horror Unleashed, and there will be a storyteller in each area. Guests can sit with these characters for 30 minutes or more, discussing everything they want to know. This stage, seen in the next of the new images, is likely part of one of those interactive experiences. It appears to be made of wood in a style of traveling circus with wheels attached to the bottom. The background has a wooden cutout of a clown's grinning face with glowing eyes. Keaton also shared some images from a dress rehearsal event where Jack the Clown interacts with guests on stage and in the crowd. The clown is standing on the same stage seen in the previous image, surrounded by a few performers. The last of the set photos shared is likely from Scarecrow the Reaping. This is a holding area outside the farmhouse and barn, which are realized as full facades. The house's holding rooms will have audio and video adding to the story. Scarecrow's Dust Bowl story about the Earth taking revenge will be upgraded with a fully realized dust storm. Also adding to the story is a dusty old truck parked in front of the facade. In addition to Scarecrow the Reaping, there will be 3 more houses, being Universal Monsters, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Blumhouse's The Exorcist Believer. While the house's themes are repeating from Halloween Horror Nights, they are updated experiences. The house layouts were changed and the experiences were plussed because they could do everything they ever wanted to do without any restrictions. Again, the experience will open on August 14th. Tickets range in price from $59 to $99. There are tickets with one-time access to each house, including a discounted option for Nevada residents, but also a ticket that offers you unlimited access to all of the houses. We, of course, are going. We're heading to Vegas next week. We will be there to bring you coverage. Stay tuned for that. Residents living in the construction zone for the new Universal Studios Great Britain theme park are worried about their future. The BBC interviewed residents of Manor Road in the village of Hempston Hardwick, Bedfordshire. The row of houses is between the land intended for the new theme park and the construction site, with plans indicating the homes will be demolished. But more residents say Universal has not contacted them about compensation or other plans. "We seem to be forgotten," said Manor Road resident Tom. It's not me. "There are people living here. I've lived here for 31 years. This is my home." There are 12 Manor Road properties. Universal has bought only the first 5 at one end of the street. Claudia Pixley told the BBC that someone from the construction site told her that her home would be part of a compulsory purchase. "He sat at my kitchen table and I told him I didn't want to move. I've lived here for 10 years. She said, the worker stated, "If you're going to be difficult, we can build the theme park entrance opposite your house." Oh boy. Universal recently submitted a request for a special development order with the Ministry of Housing, Communities, and Local Government. This allows the entertainment company to bypass local planning procedures, according to the BBC. It was only when these planning documents were published that the residents realized they were not subject to compulsory purchase orders. Still, many residents feel like they are being forced to move. "None of us know whether we're going to be here in a year's time or where we're going to live. It's really a nightmare, sleepless nights kind of stuff," said Richie Wood, who has lived on Manor Road for a decade. Some residents signed non-disclosure agreements with Saphira Real Estate. Others refused to sign because they want to speak directly with Universal Destinations and Experiences. Pixley said residents have contacted the Bedford Borough Council for help. The council officer said in an email response, the discussions between these homes and Universal are a private commercial matter. Pixley is worried about what will happen even if they get to keep their homes. Quote, if we stay, it looks like all the trees and screening around our homes will be cut down and will be on the side of a dual carriageway. 18 months ago, all of our future plans were put on hold. It's really sad not knowing if we'll have to go, when, and in what manner. We just want our considerations heard. We're not against the theme park. We think it'll be great for our area, said Tom. But this is my home. My children grew up here, and I had no plans to ever leave. We're not going to be bulldozed out of here by a load of bullies, and if we are bulldozed, we want fair compensation for the total inconvenience. Universal declined the BBC's request for comment on the issue. We will keep you in the loop on this. This is fascinating. Really fascinating stuff. We'll see what happens. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to our WIGS members who make this show possible every week. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the video, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Universal Parks News Today on YouTube, of course, for more great content, and make sure you click the bell for notifications. Make sure you hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the program. For UPNT, this is Tom Corliss saying, well, I feel like in honor of Bray Wyatt, I should do something different. But for UPNT, this is Tom Corliss saying, I'll light the way. All you have to do is let me in.